It's a beautiful Saturday. It's cold, but it's a beautiful day. Look at that. Carolina blue. It's like 35. Pretty cold. Got some junk yesterday for the wife. I don't know what she's gonna do with all that stuff. But we got it. She always tells me I don't have enough junk. So we gotta go in here in the shop, see how warm it is, and probably warm it up. It's not too bad in here, about 45. We'll probably turn the heater on and just take the edge off a little bit. I need to do some cleanup here. I did work on my little brackets one evening this week a little bit for the air tank. I got some more parts in. I got work on the back of this truck. Got a little problem here. I've done this twice. Welded this in here, but the first time I noticed it cracked all the way around, almost. I took a hammer and whacked it, and the biscuit in the center fell out. So I said, well, I must not have welded that very good. So I ground it down, welded it again, and I have come to the conclusion that that is cast iron, and I didn't know it. Isn't that dumb? So I need to knock that out and make a piece out of steel and weld it in there. That's what I need to do. I got some new bushings for the truck arms we're going to put in. I've ordered some air valves and such like fittings from a place, but they're taking an awful long time to get here, so I don't have those, so I won't be able to air up the bags on the back of the truck this week, which is kind of a bummer, but that's the way it is. Let me get going here. Oh, and I apologize for a few of the videos all snappy and crackly. My camera quit working after about 3 or 4 years, or however long it's been. I use a camera, not a video camera. It seems to work pretty well. I went shopping for new ones. They're awful expensive and didn't look as good as the one I had, so I just bought another one just like what I had on eBay, about 150 bucks. Here's a question I got. Where'd it go? Here it is. These compressors come with these little filters. But I'll be darned if I can figure out where it goes. There ain't no threaded hole there, or here, or anywhere. I don't know. Maybe one of you fellas that's done this before can tell me. She went shopping. She looks so pretty. Hey, I got something else. When you weren't looking?
You bought it at that place?
Yeah. And then I got you some.
You went there the other day.
Well, yeah.
That wasn't the same day we were there.
No. That's why I told you couldn't buy that.
Awesome. I needed that. Would that fit my head better?
I don't know. I hope so. It ought to for the money it costs.
Because you know how hard of a time we had getting a helmet to fit for the Harley.
She's got such a peanut head. Not like me with a big old honking.
Quit bragging. I like it. Thanks, babe.
It's got the big wide.
It's got the what?
Big wide screen. It's much bigger than mine.
Oh, yeah. Now I gotta figure out how to run this thing.
Plus it has grind modes, I think, and torch mode. It has different modes. So you can grind with it or use a torch, different shades.
Also, I don't have to wear those glasses and then I can...
Well, it's probably best to wear the glasses. You could do it with that.
When I grind.
And you could even paint it up and make it pretty.
It is pretty.
It's not very...
It's not...
very personalized at the moment.
Well, maybe not personalized, but it's not feminine. I'd have been mad if you brought me a pink helmet.
Wait, I'm confused. You want it feminine or you don't want it
I
feminine?
don't. I said I would have been mad if you brought me a pink one. No, I wouldn't have been mad. I would have accepted it just the same. But I don't like pink, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
The worst
I
thing
like it.
is to be asked,
I like it.
is that your truck? Yeah, you gonna paint it pink? No. That would not do a 1955 justice to paint it pink.
I suppose not. Alright, let's quit yapping and
All right.
try out your hair. Okay. So the gloves are a little too big, but that's the smallest they had. I can't help it. You're the size of a grasshopper.
It'll be alright.
Alright, flip it. Flip the helmet.
Well, I gotta get it right because I tightened it for the slide.
Alright, go. Alright, see? Now you need to figure out how to run it. There's
Yeah.
probably instructions or something in there. And don't forget your cute little polka dot hat.
Oh, this is
It's a helmet bag, yeah.
Awesome.
You know what my favorite joke is? I go to the store, they say, would you like a bag with that? And I say, no thanks, I'm already married.
He thinks that's funny.
We had to open the door. She's over there welding away, smoking the joint up. But there's the air tank installed. I wonder if it ain't too small maybe, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Wouldn't be too hard to add another one. But I guess what I'm going to do now is take those arms off, put the new bushings in, and get the suspension right so that I can install the airbags. I need to fix these too. Alright, clean the bench off just a little bit. I don't want to lose my status as messiest workbench on YouTube. And got the truck arm off. I had to take the drive shaft out so I could get the impact on these bolts up here, which seem to be pretty on there. Now I need to get that bushing out. What I've done in the past is just take a drill and drill through the rubber beside it, and sometimes you can push that out and then get the rest of it out, or sometimes just take a torch, heat the sucker up until it's burning and smoky, and push it out that way. Alright, here's what we got. I got that out. I just drilled through the rubber a bunch of times, maybe 1,000, and then finally beat it out. Now all I got to do is clean that up inside there just a little bit where the drill bit gouged it a little. And I'm going to use these polyurethane bushings, which you've got to lube up. So that's the plan. Alright, that side's all assembled. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the other bolts loose, just because it's easier to do that with this arm out of the way. Once I get the bolts out of the other one, I will install this one. We're fixing to be the talk of the town. She wants to go get something to eat wearing this getup. I don't know if I can do it.
Oh. I'll take it off if that makes you feel better.
Okay. Does it smell like rubber?
Yes?
Well, don't put it out. I need it to get hot.
Well, I'm not putting it out.
Hey. Anyway, I've made it hot. What are you doing now?
There's a swinging perch.
It's not wide enough for you. Alright. A little heat makes things a lot easier in this case. Just don't let it get away from you, is my advice. That's as low as she'll go the way it is now, which leaves about an inch gap. Or maybe a little more. 2-inch gap looks like between the frame and the axle, and about 3 inches between the top of the differential and the wood bed. I think we're going to leave it like that because we don't need to scrape the rocker panels on the ground, and we'll see how it goes. If she wants to go lower, we can go lower later. And she definitely wants to get rid of the stacks. I secretly agree with her. Alright, what I'm going to do next is knock these things out and make new pieces correctly. And I think I'm going to... Where did my airbag go? She's tickled over there. I think I'm going to make a little plate to go on the bottom of this bag so it rests on the truck arm. Something maybe 1/4 inch or 3/8. I don't have Chevyholic's inventory of 1-inch steel. See there? 3 little whacks with a goodly sized hammer, and it broke out. I'd say that's cast iron, wouldn't you? Well, don't I feel like a big dummy? Alright, that's not the first time. I took the plasma cutter and cut my weld out. I might clean it up a little bit with a grinder, but it's probably okay the way it is. And I cut out a couple more biscuits, this 3/8 steel, to fit back in there. I'll need to drill a hole in the center, but I think I'm going to weld them in place first and then drill the hole, make sure I get it centered, because my circles ain't perfect. It's always a story. Let's go over here and see what Mrshevy's doing. Where'd your thing go?
Over here.
Oh, isn't that something?
Gotta make its claws.
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 Alright. I got these done. Now I need to make some plates for the bottom of the airbag. Well, just now I gotta go. She says I don't have enough junk, which is unimaginable to me, but I know a guy with some junk, so we're gonna go see him. Well, I went and picked up some junk. Got some tailpipes, some old air cleaners. That's kind of cool, but these are mandrel bent pipes. Either 2 1/4, 2 1/2. I have to get on the tape measure. I used to have a good eye for that. I think they're 2 1/4. But those will be good for something someday. Anyway, bad news is my alternator quit on my old dually. Ain't that the way it goes? Alright, it's getting pretty chilly out there, so I'm going to get back after it here a little bit. I got to make these plates for the bottom of the airbags. Before I quit, I'd like to at least have the airbags on the rear mocked up. I almost gave up. I couldn't find a piece of 1/4 inch steel, but I finally did. So I don't know if you can see that or not. I drew some circles on there with a pulley for a guide. I'm going to cut it out with a plasma cutter here. Alright, I got 2 circles cut out. Awesome, I dropped everything on the floor. Don't look too bad. Like our friend 63 Impala says, all you gotta do is take a hammer and bust the slag off. And we'll need to tune it up in the grinder just a little bit. I guess that's alright. I hope he makes some more videos pretty soon. I kind of miss him making videos. Always entertaining. And that Chevyholic too, he needs to make some videos. I don't know, he might have got him one of them Wisconsin girlfriends or something. I'm not sure. Taking up all his time. Alright, here's another little dilemma. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but anyway, here's a dilemma nevertheless. Alright, there's 2 flaws with that plan. One is, can't really see it on the outside, but evidently they roll that and weld it or something. But there's a little seam on the inside that sticks out just a little bit. I think you can see it right there. That will not the bolt to pass through unless you hammer it. And if you hammer it, you'll booger up your threads. And then the second flaw is I need a bolt 4 inches long and I ain't got one, or 2. So if one of y'all got one, drop it by here in the next few minutes and I'll be happy. But to fix the other problem, I've mounted it in my little drill press vise, which has a groove right there to keep everything square. And I'm going to run a 3/8 drill through it and see if that fixes the problem. Alright, let's see if that fixed it. Hard to do one-handed. Oh yeah. Now I just got to come up with some bolts. So I think that makes my stopping point for the evening. My belly's grumbling a little bit anyway. Thank y'all for watching. Thanks again to Mr. 63 Impala for making me that. It's pretty cool. And thanks to y'all for watching my crazy stuff. Really appreciate it. Enjoy reading the comments. And I know it's got quite a few subscribers. A whole lot more than I ever figured I'd have. But thank y'all.